I took a photo of the Andromeda galaxy using the Dwarf 3 smart telescope. Actually, not just a photo. I took 1600 images of the Andromeda galaxy using the live stacking feature of the Dwarf 3. The Dwarf 3 smart telescope is one of the most portable and mobile smart telescopes on the market today. And it does make things easy if you want to travel with the Dwarf 3, being so lightweight and easy to carry. So basically you can take this small telescope everywhere you go. If you have the time and possibility to travel in a dark site, I do recommend you to get the best possible results, because you won't have so much light pollution there and you'll be able to get better quality images. Living in Borta Sky 4 here, I do not have so much light pollution like in larger cities, and I'm able to get good images with galaxies, star clusters, reflection nebulas, also from my backyard. First, you definitely need a tripod, because the Dwarf 3 does not come with a tripod directly. You need to order one. I have this small mini tripod from the Dwarf 2. It works good if you will use the Dwarf 3 in alt azimuth mode, like this. However, if I want to use it in equatorial mode, and in this mode the Dwarf 3 will be tilted and aligned with the North Celestial Pole or the South Celestial Pole, then this mini tripod is not good enough. As you can see here in my images, I used a lot my Milliput tripod that is very solid, and I do want to mention here that Dwarflab also released a new tripod for the Dwarf 3, a hydraulic head tripod that I'll be reviewing soon once I will receive it. I do recommend you to image in equatorial mode to get the best results and don't have field rotation in your images, or have less field rotation than in alt azimuth mode. To align the Dwarf 3 to Polaris, you can use also the EQ mode feature in the app, and watch also my full tutorial to get the best alignment possible. It's available on my channel. After you align to Polaris, you are ready to start imaging. You'll take your phone and use the atlas to find the Andromeda galaxy, start the go to command, autofocus, and then you'll select the settings to capture the Andromeda galaxy, and you're ready to start. What are the best settings to use? On my astrophotography plan, I decided to go with shorter exposures, 15 seconds and gain 60, because I wanted to compare the results also with the Dwarf 2 smart telescope that was limited to 15 seconds. However, the Dwarf 3 can go much more, like 30 seconds or 1 minute. And let's say if you want to go 30 seconds, you can go 30 seconds, gain 40, or go even 60 seconds, gain 40. So here you should take some tests if you want to go 60 seconds, see to not have visible star trails or to be small. If not, just stick with 30 seconds exposures, gain 40. Filters, I do recommend to use the Astro filter, not the duo band filter, because the duo band you'll use on emission nebulas. For galaxies, star clusters, or reflection nebulas, we will use the Astro filter. So these are the settings needed. After that, you can start the plan. Another option is to use the new Astrophotography Plan that allows you to select and image multiple targets. Let's say the Andromeda galaxy is not visible all night. Then you can use also the new Astro Plan that I've recently reviewed and tested, also available on my channel. However, if you do have Andromeda galaxy visible all night, if you want to get the best results, I do advise to capture the Andromeda galaxy all night. In my astrophotography plan, I took in total 1,600 images of Andromeda that were very useful in post-processing to get a good signal-to-noise ratio. Looking on the single images with the live stack, we can see a huge difference already. However, if we want to get the best results possible, this will require also post-processing. And if you don't have paid software like PixInsight, Blur Exterminator, Adobe Photoshop, I'll give you now some other free options that you can use to get good results and process your images that you capture with your smart telescope. One of the most important free software that you need to have is Siril, a free post-processing software that will allow you also to stack the images that you capture with the Dwarf 3 very fast, also using scripts. Besides that, it has also other post-processing features. I do want to show you a few more free programs that you can use to get good processing without having to pay a lot of money, like Gragspert. This is also a very important free tool. It will allow you to remove light pollution gradients and also denoise your images for free. And I have to say it works very, very good. Regarding sharpening your stars, here we have another option, a free alternative to Blur Exterminator that is called Cosmic Clarity by SETI Astro. We do have here a few examples without the Cosmic Clarity and with the Cosmic Clarity. Also, it does have noise removal besides sharpening. This is an alternative to Photoshop called GIMP. It is free, however, the interface is a little bit harder to learn and use compared with Adobe Photoshop. And the next one will be Affinity Photo, that is not free, but you pay once and you don't have to pay a subscription, and that's why I gave you this alternative. Now let's continue and see first how I process the Andromeda Galaxy. We'll go now in Siril and I'll show you how to get those amazing details that I showed you before in the first image. So here in Siril, we have already the stacked image of about 7 hours integration time or 1600 images. And we also use color calibration to get more accurate color of Andromeda Galaxy. However, here it looks desaturated. We'll bring the saturation back a little bit later in Adobe Photoshop. We have all the images and we need to stack them to get this amazing result with Andromeda. To stack the images fast and don't lose a lot of time, we can use here the scripts. And here we have a lot of options. Let's say if you don't have dark frames or flats, you can just use OSC preprocessing without DBF if you don't have flats without flat. However, in this situation, I decided to try the script using Drizzle. This one, OSC preprocessing with Drizzle. Using this script, we'll use the technique named Drizzle that will enhance the resolution of the image and will be able to get more details in the final stack file. To be able to obtain good results using this technique, we need also to use dithering that basically will capture images from a slightly different position. So when using this technique and stacking, the images will not be exactly on top of each other. And the good news, the Dwarf 3 does have now dithering. It will dither, last time I checked, at 4 images, will dither and will be able to use this technique successfully to enhance the resolution for galaxies. Because we do have only 150 millimeters focal length, using dithering, the pixel size that instead of 2 is now 1 arcsecond and the resolution is 1.390 arcsecond per pixel. So this technique will allow us to get better details. However, we need a lot of images and you need also a lot of integration time, because using Drizzle, it will also give you lower signal to noise ratio. That's why I did imaged Andromeda Galaxy about 7 hours, because I intended to also use Drizzle to get the best details in the final image and also to get a good signal to noise ratio. I've used the script OSC preprocessing with Drizzle, and this was a result after also using photometric color calibration. Let's move now from Siril in PixInsight and I'll show you the next steps. I did use Blur Exterminator, Noise Exterminator and Star Exterminator along with a gradient correction tool that you can see here to post-process the image in PixInsight. And here we have Messier 31 Andromeda Galaxy after using all these actions in PixInsight. Let's zoom a little bit and see. Very low noise, the stars look good, and very nice details. I would say amazing details considering we were imaging with the Dwarf 3, an affordable $500 telescope. Now, the next steps were to use Star Exterminator that works also in Adobe Photoshop, and I've obtained a starless image, and here we have the star image. Making this separation and having a starless image will allow us to process more the image with Andromeda without saturating the stars and having them too bright and without losing color. We still have very nice details in the starless image. After I processed the image in PixInsight, I went in Adobe Photoshop, and here I've placed the starless image. I duplicated the layer, I made some adjustments like removing some artifacts visible here in the background, selected the image and pressed rasterize layer, then selected the area I wanted to correct here with the rectangular tool, then Shift F5, content aware, and then deselect and move to the other, Shift F5, OK, and made a few corrections like this. After this, I duplicated the layer again, press OK and select Convert to Smart Object, Filter, we'll go Camera Raw Filter. And here I've adjusted the exposure, the contrast, the color, played with the color channels here in the histogram if needed to get the best possible results with Andromeda Galaxy. And this will greatly increase the details of the celestial object, especially here on the galaxy arms. And of course, we increase the saturation, vibrance, and here we needed less blue in the background, maybe more here in the middle. And I've played here with the settings in Adobe Camera Raw, placed OK, then went back and adjusted even more until I was pleased with the image. And the last step is to place the stars back, like this. You may wonder how to do that. You can use also Photoshop, GIMP or other software and use the layer that's on top with a blending mode, lighten or screen. Screen is usually the mode that I am using to do this. So after I select the screen, I place the stars back. So this was just a very fast processing. I wanted to show you how it looks. After post-processing more and enhancing the contrast, we can see here the dust lines are much more visible. So here is the difference before and now. Also we can see here was a lot of blue tint visible in the background that you can also remove by applying a curve layer, going at blues and removing blues from the left part of the histogram like this. Also, we need to do the same with the green. We can use PixInsight to remove the extra green with SCNR, or we can play here more with the color curves. After processing more in Photoshop, getting the best color balance, best contrast, we'll be able to have an amazing image of Andromeda Galaxy. Let's zoom in a little bit. And here we have visible also Messier 32, a neighboring galaxy, and Messier 110. Even if looks fainter a little bit, we still see some details in Messier 110. Here I could have tried and sharpened even more. But looking at the final image, this is similar with a large telescope. Even if it's not the same resolution, it's getting really close by post-processing and using the 2x drizzle. Looking at these results, I can say that Dwarf 3 has a great potential. Just gather enough data, learn to post-process, and you can get amazing images by using a small smart telescope like the Dwarf 3. And here we have it, a stunning image with Andromeda Galaxy captured with the Dwarf Smart Telescope for a total integration of 7 hours that was stacked and also post-processed. Hope you enjoyed watching the video and you find it useful, you find the tips and the processing workflow helpful to get better results after post-processing your images captured with a smart telescope like the Dwarf 3. By the way, affiliate links are available in the video description if you are interested in buying the Dwarf Smart Telescope. And also I want to give big thanks to all the channel members that are supporting the channel, and more astrophotography will be available soon for download on the sharing folder. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it, and hope I see you soon in the next one. Until next time, clear sky.